Building a sustainable world doesn't have one answer. We need to do all of the things. That's why I'm talking to people who are making a difference. These are just some of today's changemakers. So today I am talking to Catherine Huss of Siena and Company about her line of sustainably and ethically made swimwear. Hi, Catherine. Thank you for coming and talking to me.
Hello, thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. So I know that this is your first line, and I'm just kind of wondering, how did you get here?
Yeah, I did grow up dreaming of having my own clothing line. And I got to take a bunch of sewing classes in high school. And I thought, okay, if I have to do one thing for the rest of my life, this is definitely it. So I was able to study fashion in college and there really learned a lot about the social justice aspects of fashion. I loved fashion and clothes and style and all that kind of stuff, but really learned about, okay, but these are the realities of the fashion industry and this is what goes on behind the scenes. And so that's really when my passion was ignited for, okay, we should not have to compromise. If we love fashion and clothes and style, we shouldn't have to compromise on how people are being treated, in how it's made and all that kind of stuff. So went to work in the industry then for a couple of years and for other brands and was able to learn a lot. But with quarantine, I just found I had a lot of time on my hands and I just thought, okay, it's now or never. I have no more excuses. I'm going to pursue, a line of my own. And it's been amazing, but very difficult.
Yeah. Why did you start with a bathing suit?
Yeah, I felt like, just kind of looking what was already out there and what I was looking for. Swimsuits felt like the biggest category that I have never been able to find any type of swimsuit that has everything I wanted. So I felt like this was kind of the biggest hole that I was looking to fill.
So it was definitely a personal starting point for you.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. What has been the feedback on your bathing suits so far?
Yeah, thankfully it's been very positive. A lot of people really appreciate one aspect of what I designed. The swimsuits have more coverage than the average swimsuit. So, if you are someone who likes wearing bikinis, awesome. There's a lot of options out there for you. But for those of us who, just like to have a little bit more coverage for whatever reason in a swimsuit, now there's some more options. So that's been really great. That's some feedback. Some other feedback, which I was anticipating was, we only have a certain amount of sizing and I knew I had to start somewhere. I couldn't possibly provide all sizes.
Yeah.
So I definitely have gotten that feedback that, people are looking for sizes that I don't carry, which I'm so grateful to hear. And that's definitely a hope and a goal is to expand the sizing. So definitely gotten that. And then the style that I have designed, they're all black because I felt like that was kind of a good neutral starting place. That's what I love. It's just very kind of minimalist and classic. And of course, a lot of people want other colors and design. So again, feedback that's really helpful to know. Yeah, I want to provide what people want. So again, that is another goal and hope to expand the sizing and then colors and print.
Well, that's nice to know that people are wanting more.
Yes.
I mean, you do have to start somewhere. And I think that was probably a smart place to start with the most neutral and the one that, most people are going to feel comfortable in.
Exactly.
All right. So obviously I wanted to come talk to you specifically about sustainable actions and how you're being sustainable in your line of swimwear. It's harder to do it that way. So it is definitely an intentional choice because it's a lot easier to not go for sustainable fabrics and sustainable manufacturing practices. So why was that something that was important to you?
I feel like as humans, we have been given this gift of the earth, but we don't always treat it well. So I just thought, okay, if I'm going to start something and create new products, I want to try to make as little impact as possible. And I know that there are some industries and even apparel products that leave less of an impact than I am. I mean, swimsuits, it's really difficult, just, yeah, the nature of what the fabric is made out of and what you need in order to use it for its purpose.
You mean like the blending of fabrics needing to have stretch, etc.?
Exactly. Or like some styles, have underwire. So that's, definitely it's not going to be compostable.
Yeah.
It's not going to be, reusable necessarily. So just trying to keep those questions in mind of, but how can we at least reduce that as much as possible? And then all the other trims and packaging, it's a little bit easier to be fully sustainable or reusable or recyclable. So just really keeping all those questions in mind of, okay, yeah, I'm not going to be perfect. That's not where we are and maybe not possible, but at least trying to reduce the impact on the environment and the earth as much as possible.
How much have you found people, your customers, caring about the sustainable element versus the coverage element? Are you getting kind of both? Is it, what are the feeling of your customers there?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say because I really do make it very known that sustainability is important, I would say the customers I'm reaching are really excited about that. And then also the ethical business practices too, they really appreciate. So I almost feel like the coverage aspect almost speaks for itself, because that you see that right away in the styles. And then because I do just try to really include that verbiage in when talking about the styles, I think that's helped attract people who are interested in sustainability and ethical business practices.
Beyond sustainable fabrics and packaging, what are other things that you think about and are doing to be sustainable?
Yep. I would say the biggest thing is not ordering and making excess, which is really difficult in the ready-to-wear garment industry because, yeah, you have set sizing, so you can't reach everyone. And it's hard to know what sizes will actually be bought.
Sure.
But I've started with kind of a pre-order model, which I'm so grateful for, because now I know exactly how many of each style in each size to make. And so then I also am only buying the minimum needed of the different trims and, like I said, underwires and elastics and everything. I'm only buying what is actually needed because I'm trying to start off lean and not create a bunch of excess, which does make everything more expensive. That's kind of the idea of economy is, when you have a greater quantities, then the price is lower. So there definitely are trade-offs, but for right now, to me, it's worth it to have to pay a little bit more so that I don't have, a bunch of extra suits that people aren't going to wear and buy, or extra materials I'll never use or need.
Sure, all that fabric and stuff. And I see on your branding that your suits are ethically made. What does that mean?
Yeah. So I would say the kind of phrasing I use is to always keep in mind the dignity of the human person in all aspects. So people making it, the models wearing it, and just, really keeping in mind the people who are going to be wearing the suits overall. And so personally, to me, that means working with as many partners here in the US as possible, because it is much easier I can go to the factory, I can see what's happening, I can talk with the people who are there to make sure that they're being treated with respect and fairly. I know that there are some factories overseas that do work with these practices. It's just not possible for me right now to be able to be on the ground there, which is just important to me, especially starting off. So I've just chosen to work with partners that I can go and meet them and see them. So that's the biggest thing, is just making sure that everyone who we come in contact with is being treated fairly, with dignity, with respect. So that's what I look at with ethical business practices.
So it's your personal desire to have transparency in what is going on and how people are being treated, and for you to know that personally.
Yes,
I fully understand
exactly.
that.
what are the key points that you feel like separate your brand from a mainstream brand?
Mhm. Yeah, I would say, yeah, like we talked about, the sustainability and ethical business practices, just intentionality. I would say that's kind of an overarching
Sure.
theme. Um, it almost is, because I'm so close to this endeavor. It's kind of my baby. Like, I do think about and weigh every decision and what is going to be best and what is going to be the best outcome, for the success of this business, and for, are we making quality products that people actually want? Are the customers happy with it? So I guess, yeah, that just seems like
Money is
I'm
not
not
always your bottom line.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah.
So do you think you will moving forward? Are you going to stick with bathing suits? Are you going to want to expand to other things? Have you thought about that?
Yes, I definitely want to expand on swimsuits first. Again, add more sizing,
Sure.
colors, prints, some more styles. And then next would be kind of resort related garments. So cover ups, beach attire, kind of stick in that category. And then it would definitely be the dream to just expand to other women's categories. I definitely am most passionate and excited about women's apparel, mostly because that's just what I wear. So
Sure.
I just want to create whatever I would be looking for that it doesn't exist yet.
That is nice. Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
it's going to take a minute to, like you said, expand the sizes, expand the colors, the prints,
Yeah.
everything takes,
Yeah.
because there's so much intentionality behind what you do.
Exactly.
It does take a lot of time to make
Yes.
sure that each of those steps, like you said, is ethical, sustainable, all
Right.
of those touch points that you have.
Exactly.
Is there anything else that you would want to share about your line that you think is special, or if you think is important, or you just want to share?
Yeah, I would say what comes to mind is just that I really do love hearing from people what they're looking for. And I think, as much as I would love to create something that every single person loves and it fits everything they're looking for, that's not possible. But at least it is so helpful to know what people do actually want, and what they're looking for in a swimsuit and anything else. So I love when people reach out and share that with me. I always ask that in the emails that I send out. Please, I love to hear your feedback. So I would say I just love that conversation of getting to know what people are looking for, and yeah, what excites them. So I love all the emails. I love all the notes.
That's cool. Okay, so you can find Siena and Company on Instagram at Siena_co, and on her website at Siena-co. Thank you very, very much for talking to me today. I appreciate everything you're doing and how much intention and thought that you put behind this. And it's just wonderful that you're putting this out into the world. So thank you again.
Thank you so much, Natalie.